Alright, so Battlefield 2042 has given me very mixed feelings. I know a lot of you want to just hear about my hype, so I'll talk about that first, but after that we're getting into criticisms. Battlefield 2042 looks amazing. Honestly, the trailer was so fantastic. It captured everything that I wanted from a Battlefield trailer. It is everything that I've been missing since Hardline ended and Battlefield 1 began. I don't like Battlefield 1 and 5. Okay, took me forever to get into Battlefront 2. I don't like Battlefront 1 very much. I haven't really liked the last 4 of EA and DICE's projects. The last Battlefield game that I truly loved is Battlefield 4, and my favorite Battlefield game of all time is Battlefield 3. So I've been sort of left out in the dark for a while now, and so seeing this trailer brought so much happiness to me. It was everything that I had wished Battlefield had been doing over these last 6 years or so. I just wanted Battlefield to be the Battlefield I got into. I wanted to see Renaissance, I wanted to see Levolution, I wanted to see big crazy maps and futuristic time periods, and instead we got World War I and World War II in much more simplistic, much more boring packages, in my opinion, compared to what we were used to from 3 and 4. My toy box had been stripped of all of its toys, and that sandbox nature of Battlefield was all but fucking gone, and now it seems like it's coming back in full force. We know we have wingsuits and grappling hooks, we got little birds, we have massive weather systems like fucking tornadoes and shit. I'm excited. Like, who isn't excited about this? If you've played Battlefield, this should excite you. Unfortunately, this is stained. Now, when it comes to gameplay, by the way, I'm going to be talking about gameplay and covering this entire game throughout its life cycle. I'm going to be talking about the weapon balance, I'm going to be talking about the design, I'm going to be talking about all my opinions on the game. Okay, I'm going to be playing the beta and reviewing it for you guys. After the 13th, I do plan on talking about the gameplay, but unfortunately, like I just said, this is a stained event. Completely stained by EA being EA. I fucking hate that this is a $60 to $70 multiplayer only campaignless game. And people will tell you, they'll be so quick to jump on the defense train of EA of all fucking companies. But yeah, they'll tell you, Battlefield has never had a good campaign. Battlefield should never have had campaign as a focus. Okay, but campaigns are timeless. These servers won't be. Yeah, Battlefield 3 and 4 don't have amazing campaigns, but I like that I can play them forever. Call of Duty doesn't always knock it out of the park with a campaign, but the reason that people want a campaign is that campaigns add value long term. Launching a game with 7 multiplayer maps, even if these maps are big, big PUBG style maps with 128 player combat, I'm sure that will be entertaining. But do I want to spend $70 or $60 on a multiplayer online only game? I don't know. This is also going to be a live service game because EA is already advertising the year 1 pass. Now hopefully this year 1 pass doesn't contain gameplay things like specialists and weapons and maps. Hopefully it's just cosmetics, but I wouldn't be too fucking sure. You are going to be spending $60 to $70 at launch, or even more if you want to pre-order the higher quality editions that will allow you to play the game a week early, and you have to pre-order to get access to the beta. Yeah, so, you're going to be putting this money into an online-only live service that you just will hope gets better. Like, that's what we saw with Battlefield 5 and Battlefront 2. You bought into it hoping it would get better, and it either slowly did, or went over a couple bumps in the road, and then it just sort of ended. Like, people bought into Battlefield 5 to watch World War II slowly unfold. We got to the Pacific Theater and it just dropped like a fucking dead fish. Battlefront 2 started to get really, really good, and then they released the Ewoks as an option to be played as, and another fucking astromech, and then it died. And they just killed it there. Titanfall 2 could be a game that's genuinely popular and not just circle jerked about, but instead, they just stopped releasing content for it. No new weapons, no new maps. And it just ended with a PvE update. I think the PvE update for Titanfall 2 is the last update we ever really got to see. I mean, I can give Ubisoft a lot of shit for Rainbow Six Siege, but Rainbow Six Siege has been out since 2015 and is still kicking. It's still got players and it's still releasing content. Titanfall 2 could be a Rainbow Six Siege, but it just isn't, and that's because of EA. You're buying into a live service that you really can't trust, and it's not cheap. Now, apparently Battlefield 2042 will have some sort of PvE mode. I look forward to seeing what that's like, or if it'll be able to be played offline, but who knows? All I know is it could be dinosaurs. A PvE dinosaur mode has been talked about for Battlefield for a long time, and if you look at the pre-order bonus, that's a T-Rex charm for your weapon. And I'm thinking that just maybe we'll be getting dinosaurs with Battlefield 2042 as the side mode. Now, how that side mode is supported, how much content is in that side mode, that'll remain to be seen, and that's the last thing I really want to touch on here. The Battlefield hype train is deceptive and shitty every time. Player bases die sooner than they should, content doesn't get released when it should, patches change things that they shouldn't. Like, Battlefield 5 wasn't a game that I hated, but they just kept fucking with the weapon balance drastically. There was constant bugs and errors and issues that I just ran into all the time, and it really weighed down my experience and made me not want to experience it anymore. And DICE is messing with the Battlefield formula by adding in specialists and allowing you to use whatever weapon you want on any class, which I'm not saying is going to be an inherently bad thing, or that it isn't, kind of in line with other changes we've seen in Battlefield, but I'm saying that getting hyped to the extent that people have been is foolish, and it's kind of embarrassing to watch. This trailer is awesome, but all it is a good trailer. It's playing on nostalgia, it's playing on hype, and that's fine. But just because Black Ops Cold War is boring doesn't mean that Battlefield is going to be the uncontested video game winner of this fall. We have Halo Infinite and a Sledgehammer game that we know nothing about, really. So it makes me wonder, why all this hype? It seems like a marketing tactic, how easily they brainwash people into spamming like buttons and rewatching trailers. Like, a well-edited trailer, I guess, is way more powerful than I realized, because all it takes is one really well-edited trailer and the internet loses its fucking mind. Like, don't we realize that we're not getting excited for a movie, we're getting excited for a video game? So why don't we wait until we see some gameplay? Why don't we wait until we see how things play out? That'd be really cool. Anyway, I'll see you when I see you guys. I don't have much else to say here because, yeah, me and Battlefield haven't gotten along in a long time. This looks like it's going to recapture a lot of what I love about Battlefield, but I can't be 100% sure of that yet. So I'm just going to kind of play it close to the chest and talk about things as they pop into my head. So subscribe and stay tuned if you want to hear my opinion. I mean, if it suits you. This is kind of a weird video to tell people to subscribe at the end of, because I'm just talking about a trailer that you've already watched and made your own opinions about. YouTube's a weird place. See ya.